Okay, good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock and we have all of our members here, and Shane, you're also on the screen. So I will call this meeting to order. First, we have an election of chair for this meeting. Be it resolved that the committee appoint someone as chair for the Property Standards Appeal Committee meeting held on January 28th, 2025. Do we have any nominations for a chair?
I'll nominate Doug Roberts as chair.
Sorry, Karen, just use your microphone. That's okay.
I'll nominate Doug Roberts as chair.
Okay, we have a nomination for Doug Roberts as chair. Do we have a seconder? Alan, I have you as a seconder. Are there any other nominations? Okay, I'm not seeing any. Doug, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, all in favor of Doug as the chair for this meeting? Okay, not seeing any objections. That is carried. So I'll turn it over to you, Doug, to continue on.
Just read your list, read your agenda.
The agenda.
No, we have to confirm the agenda.
Oh, okay. Okay, confirmation of agenda.
I move that we confirm the agenda as presented.
Seconder?
Do we have a seconder?
Oops.
Yeah.
Dan?
Dan? All in favor?
All in favor?
That's carried.
Uh,
Okay, that's carried.
Adoption of minutes?
Declaration of pecuniary
sorry.
interest.
Sorry, declaration of pecuniary interest.
Oh, just make sure your mic's on. Just make sure your mic's on. Yeah.
Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest? That's a no from everybody, I'm assuming. Be it resolved that the committee approve the minutes from the October 29th, 2024 Property Standards Appeal Committee meeting as presented. Do I have a mover? And a seconder?
Alan Debris.
Okay, we have, that's been adopted.
Sorry, you can just leave it. Yeah.
The hearing, Property Standards Order Appeal 146345 Southgate Road 14, Dundalk, Ontario, NOC 1BO. Notice of a hearing of appeal. Appellant statement. Okay. Bylaw enforcement officer report.
So maybe Hannah, will turn it over to you to give your report. The notice of hearing of appeal was included in the agenda, and the appellant statement was also included. So Hannah, if you want to go through your report to start before discussion.
For sure. So I'm Hannah Coombs, bylaw enforcement officer with the Township of Southgate. In accordance with the report which is attached to the agenda, timeline of events. So on December 18th, 2024, I did attend the property with Shane Rimtula at approximately 0830 hours at the property to review the order to comply and ensure the requirements would be met. This meeting was requested by Shane Rimtula as she wanted to clarify this property standards order as well as two other orders which she currently has for two other violations. While I was at the property, I went through the property standards order again and made it clear that all rubbish, waste, garbage, and litter would have to be removed from the property. During that discussion, Shane Rimtula also informed me that there were 3 trailers which were going to be removed. I advised the trailers were being dealt with under a zoning order to comply, not property standards, but they were also a property standards concern. While we were there doing a walkthrough of the location, one of the people living on the property appeared from the trailer in the rear section. And while I watched Shane Rimtula interact with the individual, she provided an eviction notice. Some of the debris did appear to have been removed from the property, but there was a significant amount of snow, which made it difficult to ascertain exactly how much had been removed, as most of it was buried underneath the snow. Shane Rimtula made several notes on paper herself from the discussion and informed me that she would follow up with additional information, including a letter from the lawyers, which she has got assistance from in regards to the people living there without her permission, and also for the removal of the trailers, whether that is towing them away or breaking them down and taking them away in pieces. Since that property visit in person, which is also attached to the agenda, I have received a legal letter from the lawyers who are acting on behalf of Shane Rimtula, clearly stating that the trespassers have to leave the property, and if they don't, legal action will be taken. I have also received additional quotes from Shane Rimtula for the removal of the trailers on the property. Yeah, that is a summary of the process and the steps so far that have been achieved since the initial meeting for this property.
Okay, thanks, Hannah. I think you can just go into discussion. Chair?
Is there any comments or discussion regarding this matter?
I just had one question. If the property was, if the people had vacated the property, or are they still at the property?
I have gone to the property and talked to them. They are trying to vacate, but since then we've had very heavy snow. I have taken pictures of the area just to show the amount of snow, but they have indicated that they are trying to vacate the area.
Shane, do you have anything else to add?
Yes, just based on that last question, that would lead into the next part for me, which would be given that we've had heavy snow conditions and it's difficult for them to get their trailers out, to ask for the next meeting for this to be sometime towards the end of April, May, when the company I have as well can also perform the garbage removal when the ground is not frozen.
So Shane, sorry, you're looking for an extension to May or so?
Yes, I have the same company also doing some other cleanup on the property. So due to the weather constraints and the ground, a good timing that we think that could be achieved by is end of April, early May.
So just so I'm, sorry, Dan, just so I'm clear, there is still someone living on that property that are trespassing.
Yes, I did talk to them yesterday. They said they do have something booked in town for a hotel room and that they do intend to leave in the next week. There is one other trailer there as well that they are trying to get rid of. But due to the snow, they can't get the trailer towed off the property.
So when you say you serve papers on them, you serve them that they're trespassing on the property and they need to leave under the Trespass Property Act?
Yes, I did that in the month of December. I did give them until the end of January. However, due to the weather, I did talk to them. They are trying to leave the property. Just due to the frozen temperature and the weather, some of the stuff was unable to be taken out of the ground to get out.
Okay, thank you.
And any garbage that is remaining, I do have a company to clear it out. But due to the snow and the weather, I'm asking for them to do the work most likely at the end of April, when the ground is less frozen.
Any other comments or questions?
Shane, were these people cooperative?
Yes, they were very cooperative when I talked to them.
Okay, so no more hostilities.
Not towards me, there was no hostility.
Okay, that's important. Thank you.
Alan, did you have something else to say?
Yeah, I did. I think her request is quite reasonable for the extension under the circumstances.
Any other comments on the extension?
I would go as far as the end of May. The ground's going to be very, very soft in April, but that's my opinion.
I would agree with that. I think she's got very reasonable requests, and like you said, the ground being soft and heaven only knows when the snow's going to disappear, that the end of May seems reasonable to me also.
Joe, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Dan, I would also agree with that. The end of May is quite reasonable. My only question is more in process in relation to that is the final date, or what is the final date to end this lack of a better incident, so to speak, so we don't have to come back again in this incident. Maybe throw it over to Lindsay for that or some advice.
Yes, sure, through you, Chair. I have a motion that the committee seems that they would entertain, and it would be it resolved that the committee extend the order to comply. I picked June 2nd, 2025, just because that was the next business day after the end of May. So that would be the extension. So Shane would have to comply to Hannah's original order by June 2nd of 2025.
So just so I'm clear about the process piece, that if it's not cleared by June 2nd, then the township would go in and clean the property out.
Hannah, do you want to add to that, or Ken? Yeah, go ahead, Hannah.
So I can add to that piece. Essentially, at that point, the township has two options. They can either go in and just clean the property, giving sufficient notice to, in this case, Shane Remtula, advising of the date and time the cleanup was going to commence. Or the township can go through the legal process and go to court. If it went to court, then the township would be requesting fines for failure to comply with the order, as well as cleanup of the property. So there would be fines and cleanup involved.
Thank you.
So Shane, I just want to make sure that you understand what the committee's decision would be.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so unless the committee has anything else to add, we could put the motion on the floor, be it resolved that the committee extend the order to comply to June 2nd, 2025. Just need a mover and seconder.
Do I have somebody move that?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Karen Cheeseman. All in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried.
So just an adjournment then. So we're done. Just an adjournment.
Okay.
Can we have a motion for adjournment, please?
Alan.
Oh, did he? Okay.
And a seconder?
Second it.
Motion is carried.